So I'm just in the neighborhood of Riverside in Toronto. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods, and I thought I would film a van build update. And it's been a while since Archie's been on the channel. Say hi, Archie! Archie's excited to go to the park. So we're gonna go to one of my favorite parks in the city. And today I want to talk about what I think is the second most important van layout decision that I can make, which is gonna be which side of the van do I want the kitchen to be? Do I want it against the driver's side or the passenger side? And this decision has been very, very difficult to make because there are equally weighted reasons why you should go with one or the other. So I'm gonna dive deep into that. But first, let's get you guys an update on the van. Oh, Archie's pulling. What's there, Archie? Yeah, he definitely smells something interesting here. If you can see a little white dot just where the grass is starting, that's where Archie is. Archie, say hi to everybody. Say hi, Archie. Hi. Looks like he just wanted an Uber. Okay, here's the update for the van build. Nate's had the van for about over a month, and obviously I can't just stop by like I did with Snowy because I'm not currently in California. So I just asked him to send a couple photos if he could. I got one from him, and this is what it looks like now. The ceilings and the foundations are pretty much done. We have tongue and groove pine walls, and we have a ceiling that's just oiled the natural color of the wood. So I really love the ceiling design. I saw it in a previous build he did, and I requested that for my van, and I think it looks really good. But one thing that I noticed is that the recessed wall is on the wrong side. So I wanted to recess one of the sides of the walls because I found that the van was a little bit short for me to sleep comfortably in the east to west configuration. So I opted to have a recessed wall on the passenger side of the van because I plan to put my head on the driver's side of the van, because when you park on a curb, usually when you're driving on the right side of the road, the curb will slope downwards towards the sidewalk. So when you're sleeping, it's generally better to have your head above your feet rather than the other way around. And yeah, I pointed it out to him, and he said, oh, I thought it was driver's side, but he has to basically redo the walls now. So I don't know how much that's gonna set back the timeline of the van build, but he's working on that now. In my last build, Snowy, I actually had the kitchen on the driver's side of the van, and that's a really common layout decision for the kitchen. I don't know if you can tell in the photos, but my kitchen was extremely long. It was a very large kitchen. It's actually more counter space than the kitchen I have in my condo. So I was really happy about the kitchen setup. It was super efficient. There was room to put a sink, a fridge, drawers, and even another set of drawers all on the same side. So it was really efficient to cook and to access items in the fridge and wash things up without having to turn around and change your position in the kitchen. So I was really surprised that this time around that I would have such a hard time deciding which side to put the kitchen. Because yeah, the kitchen looks incredible on the driver's side. It's very efficient. It's a really good use of space. But with that layout of the kitchen on the driver's side, my back's to the door. The sliding door in the North American models are on the passenger side. So anytime I'm cooking, my back is against the door. What's Archie doing? Where's Archie? Is there a bear approaching me from behind? Are there people peeking in my van and maybe being a little bit nosy? I don't know. With my back against the door, it's really hard to tell. And psychologically, I think there's something to be said about being able to command the space you're in and seeing the environment around you when you're doing something like cooking. And to be honest, I wrestled with how important that is. Like, I know from a feng shui perspective, you always want to be in the command position of your room. So like, you always want to make sure that you're facing the direction where any activity can be coming at you. And so from a feng shui perspective, it makes sense to put the kitchen on the passenger side, but it does make the van space a lot less efficient. And I thought about it some more, and I think there's another consideration that's really important to think about. I realize that when I think about what I'm doing in the van, what I'm spending most of my time in there for, it's either mostly sleeping, which is a third of my day, 8 hours, in which the layout's not really that important in terms of like I'm unconscious. I can't see my environment when I'm sleeping. All that's important is that the bed is comfortable. But the other portion of the day that I'm spending a lot of time in the van doing is cooking and cleaning what I just cooked. So it's a lot of kitchen activities. I thought about it and I was like, I don't think I want to be spending all that time staring at a wall. Like, I want to stare at something ideally alive, or I want to stare at a landscape, a view. So yeah, for the cooking and cleaning time, I want a view. I mean, isn't that the whole point of van life, that you get $1 million views on a budget? And if I'm spending a lot of my time in the van not having a view, then I think I'm missing out on a big point of this lifestyle. And honestly, I wrestled with this decision for a long time, like months and months. I probably drew like 50 plus sketches of various different van layouts. I watched an endless number of van build tours, trying to figure out what works best for me. And I came back to the same goal that I had when I chose the fixed bed versus the dinette layout, which is my goal is to spend more time in nature, and having the kitchen on the passenger side is just gonna bring the nature into the van, because it's gonna make the kitchen feel more light-filled and airy, and it's gonna feel more like I'm cooking outside rather than inside a van. So I decided to put the kitchen on the passenger side, and here is actually a layout that I drew up for Nate to show the dimensions of the van build. And you can see here that now the kitchen is fully on the passenger side, with the fridge actually on the driver's side. So again, I'm trading off the efficiency of having the kitchen all on the same side for the view. And I literally named this layout the one with the view. Like, that was the name of the layout, because now that the kitchen is on the passenger side, I have a view of the outside while I'm cooking. But guess what? That also means that I have a view when I'm on the bench, because if the kitchen is on the passenger side, the only other side the bench can be on is the driver's side. And that faces the view, the sliding door. So this is the layout with the view, and it is a completely 180 different layout than what I had with Snowy. But one thing that we are gonna do to increase the counter space of the van is we're gonna put a flip-up countertop at the end, so that I'll have more surface area to do meal prep and put plates on and things like that. And I don't think I've ever seen a layout where the kitchen was on the passenger side and there wasn't a flip-up countertop, because yeah, like, it's super tiny. Like, the kitchen being on the passenger side, there is very little counter space, and ideally you want your counter space to be between your sink and your stove. That's actually the space where there's the least counter space. So I know that having the flip-up countertop is not efficient, in the sense, like, the space that you're creating is not between the sink and the stove, but it's better than nothing. And I can imagine using it to put my plate on and putting food on it when it's done cooking and things like that. And there's a couple of other perks with this layout too. Not only am I gonna have the beautiful views and being able to see the scenery that I'm in, even if it's a Walmart, I get to see what's going on in my surroundings, feel more aware of it, which is really important. But I'm gonna be able to keep an eye out on Archie too. I wanna be able to see what he's doing outside. And before, when my kitchen was on the driver's side, I didn't feel comfortable leaving Archie unattended outside because I simply couldn't see like what he was doing. Oh yeah, and there's another benefit of having the kitchen on the passenger side, which is when you're cooking, it will vent out into the outside. So before, the Max Air fan would always be on when I'm cooking on the driver's side, and that did a decent job of keeping the fumes somewhat controlled, but I think it'll be even better having the stove top directly outside, and that way I can go ham on using a lot of oil. I can deep fry things, I can cook stinkier things without worrying about how the van's gonna smell after. I hope that this is really gonna change the way we approach our day-to-day life and the quality of our life while living in the van, and hopefully make it a more long-term sustainable lifestyle for us. So I hope you enjoyed the quick video just to give you an update on the van build and to share my thoughts on the layout and to show what the final layout of the van is going to look like. If you have any thoughts on what you would pick for your van, comment down below. I'd love to hear what's important to you and why you would choose one or the other, because I don't think one is better than the other. So with that, I am excited. The time is starting to come near. Like there's still a lot more that needs to be done with the van, but I am very excited to finally go see it soon. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Archie, come. Archie, come. Archie. Come here, Archie. Come here. Archie, come here, buddy. Archie, come on. Come here, buddy. Archie, come to mommy. I do low-key kind of wonder though if he has hearing issues. I don't know if he just has like selective hearing or if his hearing is not good, but he used to come when called very reliably, but lately he's been not listening. Oh, he's gotten into something. Archie! Archie, what is it? What are you rolling in? Yeah, did you find something? Okay, there you go, yep. All right, get it all in there. I just washed you yesterday. Okay. Come on, Archie.